Hi Ian, so walk around tour inside the van. So first we'll turn the lights on. So these are touch activated dimmable lights. And we've got the ceiling here. We've got the bed area. You've got the bathroom. And also there's one to illuminate under the garage. So we'll stick them all back on. Also underneath the cabinetry here we have touch activated dimmable light here and on here, so you can turn everything off in the van and then go to get into bed and then just flick it off. And then so we'll just show you the electrics quick. So basically we've got the inverter here, so you turn that on. Now we're 240 volts in the van, we live. This is monitors your battery and your water tanks, so that just tells us what we're using currently, what state our battery's in, how much longer we can run for. That's the 12-volt battery for the actual van, so it's good to keep an eye on that in case it's getting a bit low, so you know. Fresh and waste water tanks. That's just a temperature sensor inside the inverter cupboard, just to keep an eye on it, because if it gets, if you're using the inverter a lot and it's in summer, then you can just open the door on the cupboard so you can ventilate it a little bit. So it's just good to keep an eye. And that's just air pressure, but that's because this is actually originally for use on yachts, and I just like them, so I use them in the camper van. This is the control for the heater, so we can go heating, or you can just set a timer for it to come on or anything like that. And then also we can go thermostat mode or preheating mode. On thermostat we can just set it to whatever temperature you want, and then you turn the fan setting to how fast you want the air to come out of the blowers. So I just leave it on 1, put the heating on thermostat. But also if we don't want to use the hot air, we can turn the heater on, have the fan off, and it will just heat the hot water. And I'll show you actually inside the seat area now. So I pull this storage out. So this is our heating system. So there's a diesel heater that sits underneath the van that actually burns the diesel, and all the exhaust and intake is under there. So it heats up a coolant which pumps into that silver tank, which then pumps around, and then the heat exchanger on the right, that does the hot water, and then the heat exchanger on the left, that takes care of your blown air heating. So it sucks in air through that larger pipe there and then pumps it out of those 3 outlets there. So you 1 into the bathroom, 2 into the living area. So it recirculates the warm air around the van. Anyway, I'll just put this storage back. A bit difficult with one hand. Anyway, yeah, so you got good storage there. So yeah, it's good use. So at the moment I've taken the table out, I spun the seats round, so it gives you like a day bed area. And I mean, you could probably, someone up to about 5'5" could sleep across there, so good for a child or a lady. There's the table up there in the storage up on the headliner. It's nice and bulky. Right, and then this is our cupboards. So we've got gas struts on them, nice and solid. In here we've got some easy accessible fuses for things like lights and the USB sockets, etc., and a couple of sockets in there. And then same over here. So that is the control for the max fan to ventilate air inside. So if you want to use that, we just use it like a TV remote, and then you can set how fast the airspeed is, and then also you can change direction. So now it's blowing air out, either sucking air in or blowing air out. And then also you can use it on an auto setting, so you can just set what temperature you want, and then it will come on and off as it sees fit to maintain the temperature in the van. Anyway, some more cupboards here. I can't quite reach that one, but it's exactly the same. And these are very solid. So these are 16mm bamboo solid bamboo wood, and very nice, grain matched throughout. Very sturdy, not too heavy, not really any heavier than the lightweight ply, because by the time you've got the laminates, there's not a huge weight difference in them, but I do prefer the bamboo natural finish. And we use the same material for the worktop. So we've got our sink in here, hot and cold. So this is a proper domestic, or very small domestic stainless sink that we fit in, and it's much better than the camper van ones. Induction hob. Yeah, twin ring induction hob. Really nice. And then also it's a good little, because it's glass, you can use it as a little prep station as well when you're not cooking on it. So here we've got a couple of switches. So basically, when you're in bed, this switch is for the fridge. So if you're in bed and you find that the fridge is cutting on and it's disturbing you in the night, you can just flick that off, and turns your fridge off. And then this is for the water pump. So when you're not in the van, just turn the water pump off, like if winterizing it, anything like that, turn the water pump off. And then when you're back in the van, you leave the pump on. So under sink storage. In here we've got our microwave, Dometic microwave. So this microwave, because it's Dometic, it's for a camper van, it doesn't have the glass plate in there that's jangling around. So it's a ceramic plate that's fixed, so there's no noise when you're driving. And then we got some more storage under here. And these are all drawers. So all on soft close. Real nice. And then in the bathroom, so we have a fan here. This is a Max fan dome, so you can close it or leave it open, and then you turn that and it will draft air out. And then, so this pulls out for a shower, so you can shower with this, and it's a bit of a two-handed job to thread it back through, but it's easily done. And then, yeah, same again, we've got another stainless sink in there. And then also we have storage here. We'll get the toilet out of the way. We've got storage in here, so you can keep all your toiletries in there. And then, yeah. But yeah, it works well having the portable toilet, because when you're having a shower, I just pull that out into the living space or into the garage. And then, like I said, it does make a handy step to get up into the bed. Yeah. So yeah, in the bed area here, so we've got that's a reading light. So you can just, two different settings on that. And then also there's a USB, and you can sort of point it around. Yeah, it's fully insulated. It's nice and quiet in here as well. Nice padded walls all round, so you're not leaning up against any sharp cold edges or anything like that. Like some people use timber around the bed. Yeah, and it's nice to have that LED light under there. It just makes, and because you can dim it, we can dim it right down. I mean, that's almost off, and then we can turn it back on. So you can just set it how you like it. Yeah, then in the garage, so we have another light there. I'll do a video in the garage as well, so we can see. But I like to leave it open like this, so then push bikes, you know, if your wheel's a little bit too long, you can just come through into the walkway a little bit. You can still use the van, but you're not confined by whatever fits in the garage. You can, you know, like if you had a paddleboard, you can slide that through. Just opens everything right up. Yeah, and then van shades here, so that just opens up real easy, real nice. And obviously the window's open. And then the seats, both seats have got armrests both sides, because they're the proper factory. The factory swivels, factory armrests. Saves a lot of messing around with if you buy a van with a double seat and you've got to change it to a single. And because these have got electric handbrake now, you've got no handbrake in the floor, which makes things a lot easier for the seat to swivel round. Yeah, so Yeah, and then also here, so here is when you've got the door open, you can use this as an outside light to illuminate what you're doing outside. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much. Oh, and tambour door. So these are great because you don't need a shower curtain. It acts as a shower curtain and a door all in one, and just real nice and easy and simple and lightweight. There's the 2 blowers, and then there's the blower in the shower, so you can be circulating air in the shower. And then also when you've got it wet in here, you can close the door, have the fan on, blow out all of that damp air, go straight up outside. But yeah,